Hello everyone, it is D's Bricks here, and welcome to another custom minifigure video. And this is the fourth person or minifigure in the lesser-known Spidey villain series. And this is my favorite. This is the Spot. Um, this is a great character to me. I love the concept of this. Alright, backstory time. So, Dr. Jonathan Owen, I believe O-O-U-N, no, not U-N, O-O-H-N, worked for Kingpin, and he was ordered to recreate the radiation levels of the superhero cloak. And late one night, he succeeded in creating a black circular portal, but the drain on the city's power was so great that it caused the portal to destabilize and caused an entire blackout over the whole city. And fearful of losing a once in a lifetime opportunity, Owen stepped into it because he's an idiot. And the shock from the transition caused him to pass out. He awoke floating weightlessly inside of what he assumed to be Cloak's dark dimension, but later figured out it was a dimension of half light and half dark, and it was filled with more portals, and then he used swimming motions to find the original portal that he came in, and when he exited, the spots were on his body, and he learned that he could take them off and throw them, and, for example, put his arm through and it would come out of another one. So he thought he now had the abilities to take down anyone. So when Spider-Man and Black Cat came to confront the Kingpin, the Spot fought them, and here's something funny. He announced his name as the Spot, and Spider-Man started laughing on the roof. It's funny. And after that, and he beat them in the first fight and told them to leave the Kingpin alone. But he lost the second one to Spider-Man when he got tricked into using too many spots to throw and not having enough to defend himself with on his own body. And there you go. I did the best I could. I might need to start writing them down or something, or typing them up. I don't know. But you don't need very many minifigures for this. You only really need one. But first, picture right here. Now, obviously, I know there are stripes on this minifigure, not spots. That's because the main minifigure for this was Zebra Man, which is a DC character. Alright? Now, I know that's kind of ironic, but whatever. It looks good in my opinion. You just need Zebra Man, and you need to remove his mohawk, his black hands, and his black hilt, and give him a white hilt and white hands. And that's literally it. There's nothing else you gotta do. Now, oh, excuse me, sorry. If you would like to add some spots to him, like I did in these following Instagram photos, well, the first photo is just some spots on him, and then his hand and arm coming out of another one. And then, I'm gonna put two pictures on the screen of an iconic shot where Spider-Man went to punch the Spot, and the Spot opened up a spot on his own face and ended up making Spider-Man punch himself in the face. I recreated that in Lego. If you guys want to give me feedback, you can comment down below, or you can go follow me on Instagram. I do give more backstory and history of the characters on there. But if you want to add some spots, you just need these 2x2 black circular discs. And if you want to make it look like he's going to throw them, I guess you could do this. Nope, it fell. Now, the way I did the first photo was I took this arm out. I like to be careful. I don't like cracking my torsos. See, there's even some sticky tack left. And then I used some blue sticky tack and put some right there and just boop, popped it on there. So then that's why that one looked like that. And then his arm was coming out of this one, which I held up here. And all I did was put some sticky tack in there and just attached his arm on. And then as for the one where his hand was coming out, which actually I think is, looks more realistic, I took this one out. Oop, hit the camera. And then I put some sticky tack in his arm, which was kind of a pain to get out, so I suggest you be careful. But an easy way to get him out is you just take the big part and you push it on there and it'll pull it out. And I put it on like that. And then for his hand, I took this clear platform piece from the Iron Man Avengers Endgame polybag, and then I took one of these new, oops, and then I took one of these new jumper pieces from the DC CMF series, and just put it in there. And since it was curved, I took another one of these black circular discs that have a stud on the top, and I just put his hand in there. And then I just put it on the floor, like over here. And it really does create the illusion that his hand is coming out of a different place and his arm's coming out of a different place. And then for the other one, I took this one and just put some sticky tack right there. And then I took a 1x1 black tile, round black tile, and put it on his face. Now, I was looking for my Mixel head. I don't know if you guys ever had any Lego Mixels, but there were some Mixels that had a Lego head with one big eye on it, and that would have been better. But what I did was, I took Spider-Man, I don't have it with me, and I took, let's say this is Spider-Man right here, and I took this hand out, and then I did kind of like a running position, and then put some sticky tack in there, and I attached it to the Spot's chest, or the circle that was on his chest. And then his hand, I used some scissors to cut right about here. Right there. So that there was still some left. And then I used a little tiny amount of sticky tack. It was a pain in the butt, but it worked. And then I put it on like this, basically, and then put it on his own face. And it looks like the iconic shot of him punching himself. Now, if I could have found more of these, I would have put them in the background. And I would have added the words wham to it. But I think I did pretty good. And this, like I said, this is my favorite lesser-known Spidey villain that I've built so far. And probably just my favorite overall. I did some backstory on others. Like some upcoming figures is The Rose. I didn't do a backstory on him. And then Scarecrow. Believe it or not, there is a Spider-Man villain called Scarecrow. You're never going to guess what he does. He inflicts fear into his enemies. Stealing DC much? Or did DC steal him? I'll have to go back and check that, and I'll talk about it in the Scarecrow video. Because you never know. What if Spider-Man Scarecrow came out first, and then Batman came out, and they realized that Spider-Man Scarecrow didn't do so good, so they did it to Batman, and his is more popular. I gotta go do some research. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.